chart-topping comedian Alex Elkin, and he's talking about T.U.B.A.R. I don't know what T.U.B.A.R.
Oh, it's an acronym.
Oh, one of those. All right.
So Google it. Hi, everybody. I'm usually not used to performing in front of so many people. We could have done this in my car, huh? How about that? We could all passed around a joint in freedom. It's good to see everybody here that's here for free speech. I don't work with podiums. I'm not a doctor. Plus, I don't want people comparing, you know, like I could see his spare tires past I don't want to be wider than the podium is what I'm saying. It took 3 cows to make this jacket, and we only needed 2, but I'm kind of sadistic. I came up here for the freedom of speech rally. I didn't know we were gonna have people outside yelling at us. I'm kind of honored. I mean, really. Right? I mean, look at those kids out there. Everybody able-bodied, under 30. They could be working, but no, they took the time to be here with us. They're not virtually here. They're like literally here. They put on pants, most of them. They left their house, well, they left their parents' houses. And they came here to yell at us louder than we are yelling at them. I notice a difference between our 2 groups. I don't see one mask in here. I don't see people that are afraid to show their faces about what they believe. I'm a stand-up comedian, and I'm proud to say that for the past 2 years, after my wife was able to quit her job, that I've been putting food in the tummies of my children and baseball bats in their hands and a roof over, well, not for those purposes. Although it's getting close! The point I'm making is I've been doing that on jokes in America. I've been able to tell jokes in this country because of this golden gem that we hold so dear, and some of us don't, of freedom of speech. I think there's a reason that it was the first thing that they made sure they mentioned when they talked about our freedoms. We have to be able to share ideas. We have to be able to get ideas across. If we can't communicate with our very children, then we have nothing, because they're just going to grow up not knowing what communication is, and they're going to put on a mask and they're just going to scream louder and louder until they get their way. And I know about children. I've got 3 young ones. They're out in the car, and they're all right. They got cigarettes and NyQuil. They're fine. Right? Kids love NyQuil, don't they? You look like you were raised on NyQuil. You're falling asleep right now during my shit. NyQuil's just night-time juice. It's good. 8-ounce glass of NyQuil with dinner. You can get something done. Mom, don't judge me with those eyes. I'd try it. You'll hear some bullshit like, oh, my liver hurts, but you know, that's just the baby liver. That'll fall off. Some people would find that offensive. If the kid was somewhat not interested in the game that he's playing, probably would find that. I find that offensive as a child. You know what? You're welcome to find it offensive, but I'm also free to say it. I'm free to have these. That's right. I'm free to say these things. And you have the power to either sit there and listen and laugh and let it roll off your back, or you can get up and walk out and put on a mask. I choose to stand on the front lines of freedom of speech right now. I'm doing it as a comedian. When I saw the protesters here, I thought maybe they got confused and thought I was Louis C.K. or something. But apparently the only people circle jerking in front of people that don't want to see it are outside. Thank you, I wrote that on the way here. Don't laugh at that on camera, you'll never be president. I think we have something very precious here while we're all here today looking at freedom of speech, because there's nothing more important in this country. It's what I try to teach my kids, and I've raised my kids on it, and we've paid our bills and paid our mortgage with it. the freedom of speech. There's people that have fought overseas for these freedoms, and they've laid their lives down for it. And it's a sad memory for them when we see the little ones out there pissing on that flag and that memory. However, those people died so that they could do that. So I appreciate each and every one of you out here who's not out there screaming at them and trying to throw pepper spray and cold water on their fire. One day they'll be 35. Right? One day they might have a child that is somehow more important than their little world, and they might have to think of somebody other than themselves, and maybe we might be able to get through to them. It's kind of sad that we are losing a generation right now that fought for those freedoms so hard. We had a generation in World War II, men and women that laid down their lives so that jerks like me could come up and say stuff like this to good people like you. And I'm not even asking for your vote. I got nothing to gain by being here except being on some Facebook community group going, look who's a Nazi now! So the fat guy from Lost came out to this Salem library and started his hashtag hate speech. It's gotten to the point where if they hate what you speak, that's hate speech. I hate what you're saying. That's hate speech. I've been thrown into Facebook jail over hate speech. Because we got little social justice warriors sitting at home right now. They're not the ones that could get up the stairs to come outside. They're still in mom's basement on Facebook saving the world from scary words. Blocking everybody for the good of the world. You've seen them. They've got their little safety pins of justice. They got their green hair, their bag of Cheetos, and an orange crotch. Oh, it's freedom, baby, freedom. I can say it, you don't have to listen. But it's true. And they're telling us what we can and can't say, and I say no to that. Because we have people that died and fought for that, which brings me to why this is... Wow. They've gotten to the electrical system. Why T.U.B.A.R? What is T.U.B.A.R? I had a grandfather fought in Korea and a great uncle that was in World War II. And he told me an acronym of when things got so bad that you couldn't comprehend it, but you had to move on. The acronym was T.U.B.A.R. Anybody heard of T.U.B.A.R? Can somebody say it with me?
Fucked up beyond all recognition.
That's right. Fucked up beyond all recognition. And the sad thing now is I think with our youth out there, they've forgotten T.U.B.A.R. They just say, fuck it. Or, what's worse, they say T.U.B.A.R. Triggered, unfriended, blocked, and reported. Thank you for letting me speak. I'm Alex Elkin, everybody.
All right, let's give it up again for Alex. That was awesome. Bunch of T.U.B.A.R out there. So.